A very warm welcome to Brand Media presents Leaders of Tomorrow. I am Ritu. Leaders of Tomorrow is an inspiring and thought-provoking series that aims to showcase the stories of exceptional individuals who are making significant contributions to their communities, industries, and the world at large. Each episode delves into the lives, challenges, and triumphs of these emerging leaders, providing viewers with a unique and intimate look at the diverse paths they have taken to become the influential figures of tomorrow. On today's episode, we will be in conversation with Transasia Biomedicals Limited, followed by my guest.
Transasia Biomedicals Limited, India's leading in vitro diagnostic company, offers products and solutions in biochemistry, hematology, coagulation, ESR, immunology, urinalysis, critical care, diabetes management, and molecular diagnostics. Headquartered in Mumbai, Transasia is a part of the global Transasia Urba Group. The group has production sites in India, Czech Republic, and USA, and R&D centers in France, USA, UK, India, and Czech Republic. With a vision of being committed to a healthier and happier world, Transasia continues to provide doctors and patients with reliable, affordable, and innovative medical diagnostic systems. We're in conversation with the founder, chairman, and director of Transasia Urba Group, Mr. Suresh Vazrani. It's a pleasure to speak with you, sir.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Let's begin by getting to know a bit about the journey that led to the establishment of Transasia Urba.
It's been a long journey, 44 years to be exact, since I founded Transasia. Fortunately, I met some wonderful people at that time. One of them was Mr. Jayaprakash Narayan, who, as you know, was a very popular people's leader. And I continued working with Jayaprakash ji to the extent that after a couple of years, he had a kidney failure where he needed to be on dialysis every second or third day. And India hardly had any facilities. And as a result, unfortunately, he died soon after that. But left impression on me as a young man, and also led to the question what I can do to help that process. And I had a realization that I am meant to do something about the healthcare, to help build a strong, people-oriented, affordable healthcare in India. And it's better for India to focus on prevention. And prevention comes through diagnosis. So that day I set my mind that, okay, I will get into diagnosis and help Indians diagnose their health so that they can take care of their health and remain healthy. So that was the seed on which Transasia was founded.
So we've seen a significant shift towards make in India and develop in India, especially in the medical devices sector. So how do you position yourself in this transformative era?
Very happy that this shift towards Make in India has happened, even though now it has become a popular term. But it was in 1991 that we started making in India. So 1991 we came out with a small blood analyzer and became a great hit because very affordable prices. It was Make in India. It also made many people happy and proud that we have Make in India. As a result, today we have 5 manufacturing plants in India making all kinds of equipment. And fortunately, not only for India, I believe that Make in India for the world. So our products are now being exported to more than 120 countries across the world.
Would you like to tell us more about where you're placed globally?
We have our own subsidiaries in 12 countries across the world where we have our own people working. But as you know, the healthcare and medical devices is a high technology thing. So it's not enough to say we make in India, because making comes only after you develop it. So it's very important to also have the capability to develop, to do research. So over the last 15 years, we have acquired about 12 companies in Europe and America who had the right technology, so that we can develop the technology, we can do research, at the same time expose our Indian engineers to learn from them, and help build the research facilities here. Our R&D and the technology is a backbone, followed by the Make in India together, so that we are totally an integrated company. We can look ahead to the future, what India will need, what kind of diseases we need to deal with. So it's very important to have a strong, domestic Indian research base which can cope with the demand whenever it comes, and develop it, make it, and if possible, also share it with the rest of the world. So like we made the COVID test kits here, but we were also able to export to many countries who were not able to get it. So that's something I feel as an Indian, that we are able to contribute to the rest of the world, especially the developing countries.
Lastly, sir, I'd like to know, it's been 44 years. What keeps you going?
Unfortunately, even today, almost 70% Indians have not done a blood test. So our job remains incomplete until we see every Indian do at least one blood test in a year. And I think in a short time, we will really see this dream of every single Indian do at least one blood test per year will come true.
Thank you so much for speaking with us. It's not often that we get to speak to benevolent businesses that are not just worth billions, but also impact a billion lives. Thank you.
Thank you. And that makes me feel really rich that we are able to help so many people. That's a real wealth.
Having spoken to founder, chairman and director at Transasia, Mr. Suresh Vazirani, we're now in conversation with director, business partner and life partner, Mrs. Mala Vazirani. Pleasure to speak with you, ma'am.
Delighted to be here, Ashmita.
I want to understand from you, when we speak to ordinary people about healthcare, they speak about good hospitals, good doctors, good treatments. But where does good diagnostics come into the equation?
I think to get the right treatment, the diagnosis has to be correct. For this giving you a right diagnosis, he relies on excellent diagnostic data. This is the test results from the blood test reports. The blood, urine, stool, these form 95% of the evidence-based data that the doctor relies on to make a good judgment about how to treat you. But I would say even more important is the blood test for people who are well, to ensure their wellness and their well-being. Because if you do preventive blood tests, we know early on when certain symptoms are setting. Before even you sense the symptoms, it will show in your blood test. And you can take very quick, very painless, very probably cheap remedies and maybe just simple lifestyle changes to ensure that you stay healthy. But where do you find out? You find out from doing preventive blood tests and preventive medical checkups. They are the foundations of good medical care. So I would say the best treatment starts with an accurate, reliable diagnosis, a blood test, for sure.
Could you please tell us more about the equipment that is used, how reliable it is, how important is reliability when it comes to equipment for diagnostics?
The blood testing analyzers are very sensitive equipment, and they need to be serviced by well-trained engineers to keep them working optimally. And the lab itself needs to enroll in quality control programs, preferably by the company that is providing you the equipment, because they only know how it functions best. And if all this is in order, then you're in good hands. I would say the patient is in good hands. And that's what Transasia is all about. We are passionate about providing the lab with the entire solution. We are partners with the doctor in the lab, in the pathologist in the labs, because the pathologists really have the whole hospital and all the doctors relying on them for the blood test. And if they don't have in the background, in the lab, a company that's as devoted, beyond the call of duty, to serve the patients like Transasia is, they could be in a lot of trouble. Because to get engineer to service a machine that is installed in some remote place, there are not too many companies that will do that, especially if there's no money to be made at the end of the day from it.
Right.
But for us, it is absolutely, it's what we identify as the reason to be. For example, in Kargil, we got orders from the army, and without hesitation, our engineers packed up, got onto the truck with the soldiers and went straight to the battlefront. This just tells you, the need of diagnosis is something you can never predict, but it's a life-saving service.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.